They taught you to be strong. They taught you not to bother anyone. They taught you that asking for help is weakness. But nobody told you how heavy life feels when you carry everything alone. If this sounds like you, listen carefully. This story might feel uncomfortably familiar. Henry was the kind of young man people admired from a distance. He lived alone in a small rented room with cracked walls and a single window that barely let the light in. He paid his bills on time. He never complained. He never asked for favors. And he never showed fear. Every morning he woke up before the sun, staring at the ceiling, reminding himself of one promise. I will make it on my own. No shortcuts. No help. No excuses. Henry was a bachelor with a big dream. He wanted to build a life that proved his past wrong, proved poverty wrong, proved every silent doubt in his head wrong. He believed depending on himself was the only safe option. Because people leave, people disappoint. But if he relied only on himself, he thought, then failure would be his own fault and success would be purely earned. During the day, Henry worked long hours at a job that barely paid enough. At night, he chased his dream quietly, studying, planning, working on skills no one saw. He never told anyone how tired he was. He never told anyone how afraid he felt. He smiled when people asked how life was going and said, "I'm good. Everything is fine." But the truth was different. The truth was that some nights, Henry sat on the edge of his bed with his hands shaking, his mind screaming questions he never voiced. What if I'm not enough? What if I'm too slow? What if doing this alone breaks me before I succeed? He swallowed those thoughts and pushed harder, because stopping felt like weakness and asking for help felt like failure. Weeks turned into months, months into years, and slowly, the weight began to show. Henry's eyes lost their spark. His sleep became shallow. His confidence turned into quiet exhaustion. He missed opportunities not because he wasn't capable, but because he didn't know everything. He made mistakes that guidance could have prevented. He struggled with problems that advice could have solved. But every time help was within reach, his pride whispered, "Handle it alone. You've come this far by yourself." One night, after another long day, Henry received an email. The opportunity he had been working toward for months was rejected. No explanation, no second chance. He stared at the screen, feeling something inside him crack. Not loud, not dramatic, just a slow, silent breaking. He sat there in the dark, realizing he had no one to talk to, no one to tell how much it hurt, no one to remind him that one rejection didn't define him. That night, Henry didn't feel strong. He felt small. He felt tired. And for the first time, he questioned the belief he had lived by for so long. He asked himself a dangerous question. What if doing everything alone isn't strength? What if it's fear disguised as pride? The next few days were heavy. Henry moved through life like a shadow. He watched people collaborate, share ideas, lift each other quietly. And something inside him softened. He noticed how others grew faster, not because they were smarter, but because they were connected. They asked questions. They learned from mistakes that weren't theirs. They leaned on each other when things got hard. One evening, Henry faced a challenge he couldn't solve alone. No matter how hard he tried, the answer wouldn't come. His mind replayed the old rule. Don't ask. But this time, the silence felt louder than his fear. His heart pounded as he typed a message. His fingers hesitated over the screen. This wasn't just about help. This was about admitting he didn't have all the answers. He sent the message. Nothing dramatic happened. The world didn't collapse. No one laughed at him. No one thought he was weak. Instead, he received a simple response. I've been there. Let me help you understand this better. That moment felt strange, relieving, scary, and warm all at once. Slowly, Henry began to change. Not overnight, not perfectly, but honestly. He started asking small questions. He listened more. He shared his struggles carefully. And with every conversation, he realized something powerful. He wasn't losing his independence. He was gaining perspective. Henry still worked hard. He still stayed disciplined. But now, when he felt stuck, he reached out. Not because he was desperate, but because he was wise. He learned faster. He avoided unnecessary pain. He felt lighter. And for the first time in years, he didn't feel alone in his journey. One night, as Henry walked home under the quiet sky, he smiled. Not because life was easy, but because life finally felt shared. He understood the truth no one ever taught him. You don't prove strength by suffering in silence. You prove strength by knowing when to stand alone and when to reach out. Henry didn't abandon his dream. He protected it. He realized that even the strongest people need support, not to carry them, but to remind them they are human. And as he moved forward, with courage in his chest and humility in his heart, his dreams stopped feeling like a lonely battle and started feeling like a journey worth walking. If you've been trying to do everything alone, hear this clearly. Asking for help doesn't make you weak. It makes you unstoppable, because no dream was ever achieved in isolation, and no strength was ever lost by sharing the weight.